Plastic. It's cheap, it's versatile, it's poisoning the oceans, and now it's in Balisongs. Does it deserve to be here? And should you buy one? Let's find out after this message from our sponsor. B-roll. The Squiddy, my first Balisong that I purchased back in summer of 2021 when I started my flipping journey. It's been a while, and this thing has been through a lot, and this video has been a long time coming. I'm so sorry that I haven't given you the love that you deserve. I've had the B-roll for this thing recorded for like 2 months now, so sorry. In this video, we're going to talk about the Squiddy B and the OG Squiddy. Starting off with the unboxing experience, both of these are pretty much the same. They come in the same box, with the exception that the Squiddy B comes in a black box. It's your standard cardboard box. It comes with a sheath for the Balisong itself, and a maintenance card, as well as some foam at the bottom. Very standard unboxing experience, but actually quite good for this price range. Starting off with the Squiddy B, we have a black acetal Balisong with a brushed finish. It runs on washers, so it's not going to have great tolerances, but it's completely made out of plastic, so you should expect that. With it being made out of plastic, it's completely non-threatening and TSA safe. You can bring it to the airport. It weighs 2.6 ounces, super light, perfect for building up finger strength for beginners. And it has a neutral balance according to Squid's website. Let's talk about the design, because the design on this thing leaves a little bit to be desired. It's an all black Balisong. There's no contrast with any of the hardware. The hardware all comes black, although at this point the anodization is mostly worn off of my hardware, so it does look more silver. And I did pick up titanium screws in blue. Those have also kind of worn, so it's just kind of a faded design. If you're a fan of blacked out Balisongs, by all means, this is great. I just personally prefer a little bit more flair in my collection. They did release the Squiddy U, which fixed this problem, which is a Squiddy B, but with blue handles, and I think that thing looks great. But like I said, if you're a fan of the blacked out design, this is great. This thing is very durable for being all plastic. I've had it for a long time now, dropped it onto concrete, gravel, you name it. And it is chewed up, but it still flips great. For something that's made out of plastic, you would expect, oh, that's gonna fall apart, but it doesn't. It's very inexpensive. I believe it runs you about $50, and it's restocked really often on Squid's website, more so than their other trainers. And it's just, I think this is just a great option if you're trying to get into Balisongs. But for being a beginner Balisong, you probably all want to know how it flips. Does it hold up as you get better at tricks and as you get more Balisongs in your collection? Wait, you don't want to know? Marty, why? That's the whole point of these videos. You get these things to flip. What are you going to do? Put it on a you want to put it on a shelf? You don't want to know how it flips? Really? Because that's like the whole point we do these videos. This thing is plastic. It's light. It's a great beginner Balisong. So you're probably very shocked to hear me say that this thing is really good. really enjoy the way it flips. Having my metal trainers over there, the Squid trainer, the Glider Arctic, I still find myself coming back to this often. It's lightweight, allows you to fling it around, it's really fast, you can do tricks really fast, it just feels agile, and it flips better than pretty much any Amazon Balisong I've tried, even being plastic and being on washers and being really light. I really enjoy the way it flips. It's a very conventionally good flipping experience for what it is, as opposed to something like the OG Squiddy, which is a bit more unique and fun. I'm sure a lot of you want to hear the bad things about it, because I'm sure a lot of people really dislike the fact that people call these Balisongs. Yeah, I know you're one of those people. Don't give me that look. It's a real Balisong. Yeah, yes it is. Yeah, yes it is. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted, I was going to bring up the cons, because there are a few here. First of all, the weight makes it difficult to recommend as a training option. A lot of people might think, oh, I'll get this and I'll train and then I'll get a live blade. But you're gonna run into something called Squiddy syndrome, where once you get used to flipping something that weighs so little, it's going to be really difficult to go to a more conventionally weighted Balisong around 4 or 4.5, maybe even 5 ounces. And it's going to cause it to feel slow and cumbersome, and if you're going to a live blade, it could even cause you to cut yourself because you're not used to manipulating something of that weight. The way to combat Squiddy syndrome is just to go between your Balisongs a lot. That's why I recommend getting a metal trainer first. Switching between the Squiddy and the metal trainers I have so many times, Squiddy syndrome isn't really a problem for me anymore because I've gotten used to the transitions, but the weight does make it difficult to recommend as a training option to move up to a live blade. Also, the grip, the brush finish, the grip could be a lot better. I find it flying out of my hands a lot, especially if my hands are dry. And a weird complaint, the weight in the nose, if you hit it against the ground, will start backing out of the blade, which is a problem because you're gonna run into, maybe if it hits enough times, it could fall out. I've never gotten it to the point where it could fall out, but I do find myself having to like tap it on the ground just to get it to go back into its right spot. So that's just something to keep in mind when you buy it. Definitely not a deal breaker by any means. And a lot of you might be disappointed to see that those are really most of the cons that I see. This thing is a really conventionally good flipper for what it is. Now, as far as a more unique flipper, we have the OG Squiddy. My OG Squiddy was a Christmas gift to me from my friends. They painted it with the Pokeball design on the handles and a Gyarados on the blade. I really love this thing. It's my first custom Balisong, and it looks really cool. Granted, this will throw off the flipping a little bit. I have tried a normal OG Squiddy before, so I'm going to be basing my opinions on that rather than this, but this still flips great. Love this thing. The OG Squiddy is strange. We have PVC construction, which means it's not going to be as durable. I do have concerns about this breaking, and I have seen them breaking in the past, handles breaking or blades or whatever. 2.5 ounces, which means it's even lighter than the Squiddy Bee, which for a lot of people is going to be an instant turn off. Also runs on washers. Squid's website lists it as having a strong handle bias, which to my hand manifests in its fanning performance. This thing doesn't fan the best, although it is something that you can get used to if you're flipping it a lot. All of my past points apply here with the Squiddy Bee. I think this thing is a ton of fun, although I think it's a more unique flipper than the Squiddy Bee. This is more fun. This is one of the most fun Balisongs that I have, just because you can fling it about and it's got a weird balance and it's just fun. That's the only way I can describe it, whereas the Squiddy Bee is more conventionally good, I guess. So you're going with two different experiences. Do you want more conventionally good, or do you want a more unique experience? As I mentioned before, fanning is weird. Grip is better. The finish that they do on the PVC feels a lot better in my hands, and I don't drop it as often. Although the lighter weight does work against its favor in this particular aspect. I like the design much more, and there's no nose weight to back out or anything. It's got a cute little face. Look at how cute it is. Look at how cute. Yes, you're cute too. Yeah, you're cute too, Marty. I know. Yes, it's a Balisong. It's not threatening you at all. You're gonna be fine, man. You'll be fine. But yeah, it's got a cute little face. I like the design a lot more. The hardware actually contrasts. You've got the white body with the black hardware. I think it looks great. And the clack it makes, super satisfying, which could be a reason that I think it's a much more fun and unique flipper. Makes it feel more substantial, but it is very loud. So you have two opposite ends of the spectrum, whereas this is very quiet, this is very loud and will annoy people around you. And it's cheaper, very slightly, but it's still a difference anyway. Overall, I think they're both great. If you are new to the hobby and you want a conventionally good flipper, I would go with the Squiddy B. But if you are adding to your collection, you want something fun and unique and different, definitely go with the OG Squiddy. Very good option, although both of them are fantastic beginner Balisongs, and I even still enjoy them as an intermediate flipper myself. Still go back to them quite often. And honestly, I highly recommend both of them. For the price they sit at, it's a great option from Squid. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you. Marty and I will see you in my next video where I talk about my collection and give you my grand overview. See you then. Peace.